W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of Peacemaker, U Thant, the United Nations, and the Untold Story of the 1960s, by Thant Myint-U. Narrated by Thant Myint-U.
Prologue. The former beetle was wearing a brown polka-dot jacket with a black turtleneck and little round sunglasses. "Say, could you tell me how to get a ticket to this lunch? Nobody sent me one, and I don't know where to sit." It was around noon on a cold and rainy mid-December day in 1971, and John Lennon had just arrived with Yoko Ono at the Pierre Hotel in New York for luncheon. "We're not snobs," said Lennon. "We don't mind mixing with the straights." A startled young woman at the reception desk quickly replied that the couple would be seated on the dais with U Thant, Governor Rockefeller, Pete Seeger, Senator Frank Church, Arthur Goldberg, and Jacques Cousteau. No ticket was required. The lunch was a farewell tribute to Thant, who was about to step down after more than a decade as Secretary General of the United Nations. Thant, who was Burmese, had, like most of his compatriots, only a single personal name. The U was an honorific, roughly meaning Mr. Dorothy Hammerstein, wife of the Broadway lyricist Oscar Hammerstein, had organized funding for the event, attracting contributions from dozens of Thant's friends, including Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, Walter Lippmann, John D. Rockefeller, and a mix of corporate and union donors, such as the Woolworth Company and the Amalgamated Laundry Workers. Lennon and Ono were ushered into the chandeliered ballroom, where they and nearly 600 other guests sipped wine, ate canapés, and chatted amiably. American congressmen, bankers, captains of industry, Hollywood moguls, peace activists, ambassadors, and top UN officials. There was Myrna Loy, star of the silver screen, Jacqueline Wexler, a former nun who had fought against Vatican authority, Robert Wagner, the three-term mayor of New York, Barbara Ward, a distinguished economist and early campaigner for sustainable development, and Burgess Meredith, who had recently played the Penguin in the TV series Batman. Also in the crowd was Viktor Leziovsky, a KGB agent, codename Fedora, and one of Thant's special assistants. The FBI believed they had turned the spy years ago. In fact, the supposed double agent was still working for Moscow and feeding disinformation about the UN directly to the White House. U Thant works for peace, and so do we, Lennon told Sally Quinn, a reporter for the Washington Post. Besides, if we want to take over the establishment, we have to find out how it works. Lennon and Ono were introduced to Thant, the world's preeminent...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?